In the last few months of 2025, something big began shifting inside Tokyo's policy circles. Quietly, without the drama or noise we've come to expect from major geopolitical moves. No breaking news banners, no celebrated trilateral summits, no hardline speeches. Just a silent pivot happening behind closed doors. Yet this subtle shift, barely noticed by the public, is now reshaping global manufacturing, critical mineral supply chains, and the balance of economic power across the Indo-Pacific. What Japan set in motion is more than a trade adjustment. It's a structural rewiring of where the world's third-largest economy gets the minerals that feed its industries. And instead of relying heavily on China, as it has for decades, Japan is quietly turning toward two trusted democracies, Canada and Australia. And here's the fascinating part. The implications of this pivot stretch far beyond Japan. They ripple through global energy transitions, EV production, semiconductor supply chains, and even geopolitical stability. It's one of those rare stories where economics, politics, and long-term strategy intersect perfectly, in a way most people aren't looking at. Before we dive deeper, if you find value in this kind of geopolitical breakdown, take a second to like and share this video. It helps a lot and tells the algorithm this topic matters. Now, let's unpack what's happening. Japan has always been an industrial powerhouse. Toyota, Sony, Honda, Panasonic. These are household names around the world. But beneath the surface of all that advanced manufacturing sits a vulnerability Japan cannot escape. It has almost no domestic supply of the minerals required to power these industries. Nickel for batteries, rare earths for motors and electronics, graphite, cobalt, gallium, germanium, you name it, Japan imports it. And for a long time, there was a simple and convenient answer: China. China had the refining capacity, the scale, the speed, and the prices no one else could match. By the early 2020s, more than 80% of Japan's rare earth processing depended on Chinese facilities. The same was true for huge shares of graphite and key semiconductor metals. This arrangement worked until the geopolitical atmosphere shifted. Japan learned early how fragile that dependency was. In 2010, after a maritime dispute, China abruptly cut rare earth shipments to Japan. The decision sent shockwaves through Japanese manufacturers. Assembly lines slowed, prices spiked, and policymakers saw the risk in crystal clear terms. Fast forward to 2023, China again restricted gallium and germanium exports. These weren't random decisions, they were signals, and Japan heard them loudly. So Tokyo started rethinking everything: where minerals come from, who processes them, and how its industrial future could be insulated from geopolitical leverage. This wasn't paranoia, it was prudence. Over the next decade, Japan watched the world experience a series of shocks. Europe's energy crisis, global supply chains breaking down during the pandemic, rising US-China tensions, and unstable commodity prices. For a nation built on precision and predictability, uncertainty became the greatest threat of all. And that's where Canada and Australia entered Japan's strategic calculus, not as temporary suppliers, but as long-term partners with shared values. This is important. Japan's pivot isn't anti-China, it's pro-resilience. Let's break it down country by country. First, Canada. For Japan, Canada is the northern anchor of its new mineral strategy. It's not just about mineral deposits, though Canada has plenty of nickel, cobalt, graphite, potash, rare earths, and battery-grade materials. What matters even more is governance, transparency, and long-term certainty. Canada's mining sector is among the most respected in the world, built on clear regulations, environmental standards, and strong institutions that don't swing wildly with political change. For Japanese companies, this isn't just attractive, it's essential. You can't build a 20-year automotive or battery production plant on unstable ground. And Japan also respects Canada's cultural approach: diplomacy, responsibility, and consistency. These qualities align deeply with Japan's own industrial philosophy. A quiet but important fact: Japanese firms consider Canadian supply a form of industrial insurance, material that won't be interrupted by political retaliation or sudden export restrictions. Add to that Canada's increasing role in hydrogen, clean aluminum, and battery-grade mineral processing. And you start to see why Japan views Canada not just as a supplier, but as a partner in a democratic supply chain ecosystem. Now, Australia. Australia has been the engine behind Japan's industrial rise since the post-war era. Iron ore, coal, natural gas, and now lithium and rare earths, Australia is the dependable workhorse behind Japanese manufacturing. What Australia brings to the table today is scale, speed, and unmatched geological expertise. Its mining industry is the most advanced in the democratic world. When Japan needs large shipments on time, Australia delivers, every time. But there's a new twist. Australia's experience in large-scale exploration is now being used to help uncover and develop Canada's underexplored mineral regions. This means Japan isn't just buying minerals. It's shaping a future where Canada and Australia work together to strengthen the entire democratic mineral network. And make no mistake, Australia and Japan share more than commercial ties. They share strategic concerns about Indo-Pacific stability, regional autonomy, and transparent resource governance. This partnership is becoming as much about security as it is about economics. Together, Japan, Canada, and Australia form something extremely rare. A triangular alliance where each country's strengths fit perfectly into the others. Australia offers large-scale extraction. Canada provides clean processing and ESG credibility. Japan brings the industrial demand and advanced manufacturing that tie the network together. It's almost mathematical in its precision. This system creates a supply chain that is resilient by design. No single country can hold it hostage. No sudden political shock can break it. And no authoritarian leverage can distort it. And here's a hook worth holding on to. In the 2020s, supply chains aren't just economic systems anymore. They're national security systems. If you're watching this and thinking, this alliance feels like the early stages of something bigger, tell me your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what direction you think this triad could take. Could it become the backbone of a new democratic industrial order? Let's keep going. By late 2024, Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry made a key decision: expand the country's strategic mineral security program. Billions were set aside, and Tokyo signaled clearly that Canada and Australia would be the priority destinations for this capital. Japanese companies took note. Toyota, Mitsubishi, and Panasonic quietly increased investments in Canadian projects focused on nickel, cobalt, graphite, hydrogen, and clean aluminum. Discussions intensified around solid-state battery materials and new processing techniques that align with Canada's clean energy policies. In Australia, Japan doubled down on lithium and rare earth ventures. The momentum was unmistakable. Then came the turning point. In 2025, Japan officially designated Canada and Australia as part of its preferred democratic mineral network. This was essentially Tokyo saying, these two countries are now embedded into the future foundations of our industrial system. That's huge, and barely anyone talked about it. But the benefits aren't one-sided. Japan gets industrial certainty. Canada gets stable demand and foreign investment that strengthens its place within the G7. Australia gains long-term market security and more influence in the Indo-Pacific resource landscape. It's a win-win-win. And globally, this pivot reduces systemic vulnerabilities. Instead of the mineral world revolving around a single dominant refiner, we get a more balanced ecosystem. A system where trust, transparency, and shared democratic values matter as much as price. That's why analysts say this alliance isn't a temporary convenience. It's a new industrial order forming right in front of us, quietly, predictably, and strategically. Japan isn't abandoning any partners. It's building a diversified system strong enough to survive global shocks, one that protects its industries while pushing forward innovation in electric vehicles, semiconductors, hydrogen, and next-generation batteries. And as mineral security becomes the backbone of industrial power, the Japan-Canada-Australia partnership is becoming a blueprint for how democratic nations can collaborate in a turbulent era. If you're still here watching, thank you. You're clearly someone who values depth over headlines, and that helps keep this community strong. Before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this breakdown, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. It means a lot to me, and it helps this channel keep growing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.